Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, and my oh my, I in a million years did not expect this, the gamer actually winning out. In the Helldivers 2 controversy saga, PlayStation has responded, and it is absolutely tremendous news for PC gamers as a whole. Let's not just put it in a bubble where it's just PC gamers winning here. This is a clear showcase that consumer opinions do in fact still matter. Voting with your wallet still does matter. Your voice, your opinion does matter, and PlayStation has responded, and it is the best case scenario for the consumer right now. And when it came to PlayStation and this Helldivers 2 situation, I really thought they weren't going to do anything about it. If you told me that this decision was going to ultimately be up to Arrowhead, I would have said, hey, I think Arrowhead will course correct. That's because Arrowhead has built up a lot of goodwill. I don't think PlayStation generally has that level of goodwill. I think they're an okay publisher. I think they've done some things that have been relatively negative for the consumer, to say the least. And, you know, they're a big corporation. Generally speaking, big corporations don't do what's best for the consumer. I love PlayStation as a brand. It's always been my favorite console. Probably always will be my favorite console, but I don't have this level of brand allegiance where I'm going to be absolutely blind to everything they do. But credit where credit is due. As PlayStation tweeted out late last night, Helldivers fans, we've heard your feedback on the Helldivers 2 account linking update, the May 6th update, which would have required Steam and PlayStation Network account linking for new players, and for current players beginning May 30th will not be moving forward. We're still learning what is best for PC players, and your feedback has been invaluable. Thanks again for your continued support of Helldivers 2, and we'll keep you updated on future plans. Now, credit to them actually going back on this and course correcting and doing it fairly quickly, but it is an eye-opener that it was like the drop of a dime. They didn't have to implement PlayStation Network connectivity. For those, that Arrowhead post where it said, oh, we need to do this for the consumer, we need to do this for security and stability, or whatever they said. Security was the one that was the big eye-opener, because PlayStation and security. I know I go back 13 years to talk about PlayStation Network getting shut down in 2011, but security and PS don't go hand in hand, so that was just a little bit odd to me. And PlayStation Network connectivity account linking should have always remained optional, and it is something that is a bit of a bait and switch. It would have been one thing if, and this is where a little bit of the blame does fall on Arrowhead, and they've been transparent with that, is that they should have been a little bit more transparent, a lot more transparent, to be perfectly honest. And the CEO noted that they knew about this information 6 months in advance, or 6 months ahead of launches, I believe what he said, and they should have been of the mindset that, hey, we should let the player base know about this. Maybe they didn't deem it to be as big of an issue, but PlayStation Network account linking, I think, is a big deal. I get it for those of you that are playing Helldivers 2 on PlayStation consoles, it's not a big deal, but it's the bait and switch element of it, and you guys have to understand why I get upset about a lot of these things is because if you let something like this slide, and if you let them get away with it, well, that gives them the power to continually do this in the future. And PlayStation, maybe they're course correcting a little bit as far as their live service game plan and going all in with live service games, but live service is still going to be a big element of them, and if you want to do quality live service games, you need to have the PC player base invested into it. Helldivers 2, I don't know the exact player split when it comes to PC and PlayStation, but it's a significant portion, and you do not want to upset the PC community. Sure, the console community is going to be fine with PlayStation Network connectivity. It's baked into your console experience, but adding a layer of account connectivity is just annoying, and I saw some people. And let me reiterate, oh, PC gamers, I didn't see this type of energy for Ubisoft Connect. I didn't see this type of energy for Battle.net. I didn't see this type of energy for Rockstar Launcher. You guys, anybody that's saying that, you need to have your head examined. You need to open your eyes, because PC consumers have been complaining about that for literal eons. As long as I've known, it's been north of a decade of people complaining about, Connect launchers and everything like that being baked into outside of Steam, and you buying, let's say, an Assassin's Creed title, you gotta go through Ubisoft Connect. And not only that, when you buy an Assassin's Creed game, you know that you gotta go through Ubisoft Connect. You know that that's gonna be an added layer, so you know what you're buying. With PlayStation Network, we didn't know that this was gonna be a thing with the Steam version of the game, and ultimately get baked in relatively shortly after its initial release. On top of all of that, there are the countries where Helldivers 2 was being sold at, and this was PlayStation Network's not available in those countries. So keep that in mind as well. Like, how PlayStation, who is the publisher, I know some people, and I saw a tweet, somebody asking the CEO, hey, why did you guys even sell this game outside of the countries where PSN is available of? Guys, PlayStation is the publisher. They handle the selling of the game. The developer handles, you guessed it, the development of the game. Yeah, with Arrowhead, there is this line of communication that I absolutely appreciate that offers a level of transparency. So maybe you guys think they handle all of the ongoings because they have been so direct to consumer as far as the development of the game, but they've been direct to consumer for the development of the game, not the publishing and those elements. And something like PlayStation Network account connectivity, that is very much a PlayStation decision. I know that people crapped on Arrowhead, and rightfully so. They should have given the heads up to the consumer, but what I've seen them talk about, the level of transparency, again, what I expect from the majority of publishers these days, and Arrowhead and that CEO has handled the backlash for this decision has been outstanding, has been remarkable. Do you guys not remember Blizzard saying, do you guys not have phones? Do you guys remember all of these other publishers? Ubisoft just being like, with the Star Wars Outlaws Day 1 DLC, their response to it, it's a little bit refreshing for Arrowhead to be accountable, to be like, yeah, we effed up. Guys, everybody effs up. I've effed up, you've effed up. We've all done things that have upset people. Now, this was kind of like a wild one in the sense that you were very much in the public eye and, you know, people bought your game, so on and so forth. But the fact that they've been this transparent, I still feel like that gives them a lot of goodwill, and maybe they rebuild a little bit of goodwill. Not maybe to the level of this all of this shenanigans, but right now the PlayStation tweet has 142,000 tweets. But just be mindful of the fact that yes, PlayStation is going back on this now, but they might want to implement stuff like this in the future, and if they could have gotten away with it, they would have gotten away with it. But thankfully, in this case, the collective action of the player base and them review bombing actually led to dramatic changes, and this isn't exclusive for just PC audiences. Remember, when it comes to console games as well, let your displeasure be known. Let your opinion be heard. It's not always going to work, and a lot of the times it is a vocal minority that share their opinions. I've talked about that over and over again, especially when talking about Stellar Blade recently. When you look at social media rhetoric and people online talking about things, you really need to be careful how you analyze that data, because a lot of the times it is a vocal minority and you get stuck into the wormhole of dialogue that is on social media, particularly X. But you know, in the case of Helldivers 2, it was abundantly obvious that this was far more than just a small vocal minority. There were so many gigantic content creators creating content about this and how awful it was and how Arrowhead and PlayStation were destroying the goodwill of a game that created that goodwill, created that buzz, created that attention from the ground up. And PlayStation, y'all didn't do a good job of promoting Helldivers 2. Really, it was a word of mouth from the consumers, and then you almost turn your back on the consumers a little bit. Remember, I've been talking about PlayStation's lackluster promotion of Helldivers 2 going back to June of last year. And it was a game that I had the thought in my head that if it was going to pop off, it would have been from the standpoint of the consumers, the player base just naturally talking about it, because PlayStation didn't do that good of a job of getting the word out about it. But now the game has popped off, and you want to take this as an opportunity to implement PlayStation Network. And I know that the plan is to implement the PlayStation Network account connectivity and linking to all online PlayStation titles. I believe Ghost of Tsushima Legends, they're not going to go back on that with the PC release of that. So we'll see how all of this shakes out. But remember, with Ghost of Tsushima, if this goes forward, that means those regions that don't have PlayStation Network support, you are legitimately buying a lesser product if you buy Ghost of Tsushima for the same price, because I don't think the game has regional pricing either. So keep that in mind as well. Keep the energy the same when it comes to that, because that's not as whack, but it's still fairly whack. And at the very least, with that game, you know going into it what to expect. With Helldivers 2, the real issue was the bait and switch. But thankfully, it has been resolved, and credit to PlayStation, credit to Arrowhead. A lot of the times, you know, you'll get the do you guys not have phones nonsense, but in this case, you know, with the regions being affected, with it being a bait and switch, I like that they were pretty quick to respond about this and getting this resolved. And again, I'm usually pessimistic when it comes to this kind of stuff, and I'll be completely honest with you guys. I did not expect this. I thought we were gonna have to eat a crap sandwich and like the taste of it, but thankfully, PlayStation did respond, and they're doing the right thing. And hopefully, this is an eye-opener to consumers all over that if you have real criticisms towards something, vote with your wallet. The refunds were coming in as well. I don't know how many refunds were given out, but there were some given out, and maybe that had a part to play. And obviously, with the level of vitriol attached to it, they had to give some sort of response. I just didn't expect this quality of a response. And that is going to do it for me. Again, this is just great news all around. It really does showcase that as far as PC gamers go, man, y'all don't take crap lying down, and very proud of the entire community for this. And hopefully, it is an eye-opener across the board that if you have displeasure with something, it's not always going to work, letting your displeasure be known on social media. But when it comes to destroying a game, you guys were damn near close of destroying Helldivers 2, and I'm sure PlayStation realized they got a moneymaker on their hands, and if they're gonna risk losing that just to bake in account linking, I'm sure account linking, in an ideal world, they would have wanted account linking. Do not lose sight of that. Realize that this is a corporation, and they're gonna put out their PR fluff pieces and everything like that, but if they could, they would, and I'm sure they're gonna try something like this in the future, so be mindful of all of that. But in this one, you did come out with the dub, so good job to everybody letting your displeasure be known. That'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.